against the Angels, so they get another crack at them tonight, and then tomorrow night, and then Thursday they'll end the series in the afternoon before they head up to Oakland to play the A's. I think that's another 4-game run. That's 3 games, actually, against the Athletics. So your Cleveland Guardians are sitting pretty, second in the AL Central behind the mighty Twins. And again, listen, did they have a good weekend against the White Sox?
They sure did.
They sure did, right? And I'm all for professional camaraderie. But when my White Sox lose, and I don't know why, because I don't hector anyone in the audience with my preferences, really. You know I don't like to get up on my soapbox. But boy, this audience takes a particular pleasure in hammering me anytime my White Sox lose at the hands of the Cleveland Guardians. And you know what? Fair play. Nothing wrong with that. I look to my C team, the Toronto Blue Jays, who are at 11-6. They're murdering right now. Am I worried about them? Nope. Mary, you might ask yourself, where are you going with this? Mm-hmm. I have no clue. All I'm saying is the Guardians are playing the Angels tonight, 9:38, on your FM home for Cleveland Guardians baseball. That's us.
That's 30 years of broadcasting.
There you go.
Hall of Famer.
My anniversary's coming up. Next Wednesday is my 30th anniversary in radio.
Well, how are we going to celebrate?
I don't know. I was
What
going
do
to
you
go through
want
some
us to
old
do?
tapes and play some embarrassing clips, but it's a lot of work. I don't know if I'm going to do that. Should have gotten ahead of it by now.
Do you want us to get you a balloon or something?
No, I want nothing.
Or a cake?
Nope.
Or
The fact that I've lasted 3 decades in this godforsaken business, to me, is testament enough.
That's what we should do. We should get you a cake that says, congrats on not quitting. You've made it this far.
You've made it this far.
You're not getting made to quit.
Right.
Right. Listen, there's been bumps along the way, of course.
You just said he didn't do any cocaine.
Yeah, you liar.
Here's a text. Alan, where do I get cocaine? Listen, I seem to be surrounded by people who have that information.
Not anymore.
I don't know. Huh?
Not
It's
anymore.
been years.
And by the way, isn't it all cut with stuff now? All I hear about is that, like, people are terrified to do drugs because they don't know what it's all fentanyl.
Probably.
They don't know what's in it. And I don't know if that's
Some
over.
people are terrified. Some people are like, hey, we'll see what happens.
I guess so.
Some people have already had 8 vodka sodas, and then nothing terrifies them.
Nothing terrifies them at all. No, maybe I will pull out some old tapes.
That'd be fun.
Trouble is, they're literally tapes and reel-to-reel tapes, so I would have to have them. I don't think we have a cassette player in this building.
I don't, yeah.
You know, I used to have one, but
We also don't have new technology. It's very...
forget
Very
old legacy
ubiquitous,
CDs
technology.
or nothing. That's it.
I've got my mini disc player. I could pull some things off of mini
I mean,
disc.
you know, I was going to say, if you don't have a cassette player at home, the only thing I could think that you could do if you had a cassette player would be like record it on your phone and then email it to yourself.
But
that quality probably
Well,
wouldn't be very good.
I've got a thing that will. I've got a thing that Gwen got for me that will transfer my cassettes to MP3.
Oh, okay.
It's time consuming, but I could do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Do one of those, and then we'll transcribe it, and we'll act it out for you.
Oh, what a gift.
Act it out, like
Yeah.
when I had to pick up hookers in the backseat of a cab, that kind of thing. Yeah.
We'll give you a little performance, trip down and Alan Cox. This is your life.
This
And
is
then-
your career. Yeah. Well, I'm in the back half of it, too. You know what I mean? So that's kind of a... Because you go, where did the time go?
You going to do this another 30 years? You be 80 doing this?
No.
You've spent a third of your career with one Bill Squire. Am I the longest person you've ever had?
You are.
Yeah.
Well, because for the first half of my career, I did a solo show. Yeah, it was just
Yep.
me. And then Chicago was an ensemble show. And then I came here, and I thought they were hiring me for a solo show. And they go, well, I'm going to give you a couple people, because that's... What did they tell me? They sprang that on me after they hired me. That's what the audience is used to hearing. And I go, I don't care what the audience is used to hearing. You hired me to do. And I go, okay, whatever. Right, well, whatever. You know, everybody that's been on this show here, it's their first job in radio. So I'm like, I said, you can give me anybody, and I'll turn it into a #1 show. And guess what I did, Mary? Turn it into a goddamn #1 show. That's what I did.
Hit that bell. You deserve it.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't hit me.
Bell, not Bill.
Oh, okay.
She's going to
Bill
fart
if
on you
want.
again.
No,
Hit that Bill.
I don't have any left.
Yeah. Bill
could.
Squire's been with me a long time. Erica Lauren had been with me for a long time before her untimely and unexpected departure. Poundcake, who knows how long he'll be. Well, he'll go off and do his own thing, or he'll die.
Whichever comes first.
Whichever comes first.
In some weird turn of events, Cody's gonna end up in your basement. He's gonna
In my
Yes,
basement?
adult living with you in your basement.
Why
Something's
would-
gonna happen.
How
No
would that
living
happen?
space down there.
It's gonna happen.
It's all storage tubs. If you can fit into one of those, I'll be happy to find some accommodation for you.
Do you
That's what
know
he calls his belly.
Yeah! His storage tub?
my storage tub?
Oh, did he just call you fat, Poundcake?
No, I just.
Oh, buddy.
That is where food is stored.
Yeah,
His storage tub.
I'm working on it. I'm losing weight. I've been eating right.
I know. Good job, bud.
How much have you lost?
Well, I just started, so not.
Because you're trying to get ready for Vegas.
Yeah. So I would say probably about 5 pounds, but again,
Well, that's just water weight.
that's what I'm saying. So I don't even count that.
Can't
so.
count it. Okay.
But I'm still, I'm surprised. I was under 200. I've never hit 200, nor have I been over 200 pounds. So I
Wait. You said you were surprised you were under 200?
Yeah,
200? You thought you were 200
I
pounds?
thought I was. Yeah, for a while.
When?
Well, I
At his biggest.
I hadn't been eating right. Yeah.
This is recently?
Well,
200
I don't
pounds.
weigh. Listen, I don't weigh myself all the time. But if my weight if I eat like how I want to, like I love.
No, but I mean,
eating.
everybody can look at themselves and know they're gaining
The
weight. I mean,
highest,
you can-
the highest I've ever had, the highest I've ever weighed was 187, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm almost 200
Oh,
pounds.
I thought you meant like 198 or something.
No.
187 isn't almost 200
That
pounds.
is almost 200 pounds.
Well,
Closer
yeah.
to
It's,
200 than
You
150.
can get that.
Right,
you
but
can get that in a weekend.
I'm
or
just
a
saying.
week.
I'm just saying. If somebody says I'm
Cannot
almost,
gain 13 pounds in a
Oh,
weekend.
watch me.
13 pounds in 72 hours.
challenge
You cannot.
accepted. The
can't.
gauntlet's
I'm
been
just-
dropped. No.
If I'm trying to, like, if I go through, if I do like try and lose a weight, like if I fast for like 24 hours, get all the water out, I can gain 13 pounds in 72
No,
hours.
you could not.
No problem.
No, you could not. Do it this weekend. Gain 13 pounds this weekend.
If you,
But then I gotta
I think if
fast
you,
for a day, and I
if
don't
you
wanna do
didn't,
that.
if you didn't go to the bathroom, if you didn't, you could probably hang on to 13 pounds between water weight and just
There's
eating
no
your
way.
ass off.
There's no way.
You can't say there's no way. Yes,
That
there is
happens-
a way that he could do that.
In 3 days? You're going to gain 4 pounds a
Dude,
day?
it happens to dudes like football
That
players.
bulk, yeah.
will do it in a day. They'll lose that much water weight in a day and then gain it back just drinking water and replenishing their body.
Well, that's though if they're like water cycling, like they're loading up on
Right, but
water
I'm
and then
saying
cutting
it's-
to cut, and
It's something
normally
that people can do. Yeah.
it can be done. You certainly wouldn't want to try to. No, but Poundcake, what I'm saying is if somebody says, I'm almost 200 pounds, I think they're in the 190s.
Yes, I've never been
Okay.
that heavy. But
That's what
the
I
fact
was
that I got that
surprising
close
me.
scared me, and I'm like, well, you don't want to just be like, oh, well, I'm not 200, so let me just get that close and then I'll stop. I'm like, no, I'll do something about it now. So I was like, the highest I've ever weighed ever was 187, and if I could get down. I'm not going to get back down to 160. Like 160 was a dream. I haven't been 160 since probably, like maybe first year out of college.
You could do it though. I mean,
Yeah, you
That
absolutely
would take
could do it.
a lot.
Discipline.
Well, I'm just saying, I don't necessarily need to be 160. 160, I think I would almost look sick.
Mary, you just have a discipline problem.
Oh, God, did you see that? I came across a TikTok video today of this muscly dude with veins popping out of his neck where he's yelling at everybody. He's like, you don't have a drinking problem. You have a discipline problem. You don't have an anger issues. You have a discipline problem. He's going on and on about discipline. So I did a thing called a stitch. So it's him yelling. He's like, you don't have a drinking problem. You have a discipline problem. And I'm like, as an officer, I didn't have 2 beers. This vodka cranberry juice. And you know who is a discipline problem? Like getting pulled over and telling a cop. And
I have a discipline
I don't
problem.
have 1.9 blood point average. It's discipline problem.
My blood is undisciplined. That's funny.
It's very funny.
Yeah.
It's a discipline problem.
People like that are so ridiculous to me. We're like, addiction's not real. It's you're not disciplined enough.
Well, there is a kernel of truth to the discipline issue, though. I mean,
Yeah, but it is
you
not-
are disciplined every day in that you don't drink.
Right.
Right.
It's just the other way. I have to be disciplined in recovery because I can't be disciplined in addiction. Is that?
No, I understand what
Yeah.
you're saying, but I still think that goes to his point. Like, for people who go,
I'm an addict. There's nothing I can do.
well, no. To his point, I mean, I think anybody that says you're not feeling what you're feeling,
Yeah.
they're full of crap.
It's a crazy
But
person.
discipline is, people go, I'm big boned. No, it's not a thing. But,
Yeah.
Okay, so you're trying to get to 160 for Vegas.
I would 165. Like
You're 187 right now.
You're going to lose 5 pounds of water weight the day you get there. Sweat it out.
When's Vegas? July.
July 7th through the
So you've
11th.
got you got about 10 weeks.
Yeah.
That's 2 pounds a week. You can do that.
Yeah.
And you want make it a little easier on yourself. Nut up and do some cocaine, bud.
No.
Nut up.
Sack up. No, I don't want to do cocaine.
I like how he leaves for Vegas right after we get back from the 4th of July.
That wasn't my idea. Like my mom planned this whole damn trip, and then she's trying to
Tell your mom you got 2 jobs.
she's trying to switch up on me, let's do the Jabberwockies. I don't want to do Jabberwockies, Mom.
Dude, I would go see Jabberwockies in a heartbeat.
Well, we are.
They're so
Jabberwockies.
good. Have you ever seen? They're like one of the first America's Best Dance crews where they all wear the white masks. They are good.
It's called the
couldn't care-
KKK.
Yeah,
no. Watch the Jabberwockies video on YouTube. They're
I've
like an
seen them.
awesome
It was America's
dance
Best
team.
Lynch Crew, is what you're thinking of. I couldn't care less about the Jabberwockies.
I would go see that. Like if it wasn't
So does that mean that-
ridiculously priced. Say I'm already in Vegas, and they're like, "Hey, you want to see the Jabberwockies for $20?" I'd be like, "I absolutely want to see the Jabberwockies for $20."
So has your mom? So Derek Huff is out of the equation.
He's
now?
out. He's out. I said, Mom,
You were doing this specifically to make up for your mom for you dropping the ball on Derek Huff
and
here
she
in
did it
Cleveland.
on purpose. She did it on purpose. She waited till I spent
bait and
my money.
switch.
Yeah, she waited till we
she-
booked the resort and the plane.
She is gangster.
Yeah, and then she switched up on me, and she's like, "Yep, well, I don't want to see Derek Huff anymore, and this trip is for me, so we're gonna do Jabberwockies." And I said,
Wow.
"You bitch! how could you? How could you? How could you do this to me after you made me feel so guilty about me not taking you, me being a bad son, and not taking you to see Derek Huff?" I said, shut your ass up. To make myself feel better, I was like, I'm going to take you to Vegas and we're going to see Derek Huff. And then she says, no. What, bitch? I was so upset.
I bet.
I'm still hurt by it. And then when I got a big load, I go put it in there. And I don't know if the Jabberwockies take off their shirt. I want to see Derek Huff take off his shirt.
I bet you will have a better time at Jabberwockies than Derek Huff.
I agree.
I'm sure you'll still find a way to get horny around your
I
mom.
think they would both.
That's what we're looking
I think they would
for.
both
That's what he
suck.
seems to-
But
to be worried about.
Jabberwockies.
It's really good.
No, I've seen him.
Says you. Yeah, I've seen them. I wouldn't go see them live.
I mistake them with the Blue Man Group. I thought they were the same thing. I was
Blue
like,
Man
no.
Group is like fun one time.
It's like a franchise act, right? They have them at like Universal Studios and stuff. They don't have a residency, right?
They
No
do
idea.
in Vegas, I think.
Also,
I mean, they have in the past.
because I would say there's only one Jabberwockies. They're not, but they have a Blue
And
Man
not the
Group
guys
all
from
over.
Star Wars, not the Jawas, not the Wookiees, not Jabba the Hutt. They got these
look at
dumb
that.
masks on and they're dancing around.
You're a dumb mask.
You know what, Mary?
I said what I said. Call HR.
You've got a mouth discipline problem. This is like Banya switching up his dinner with Jerry. You got to take me to a nice meal. I'll just have the soup. I had a hot dog earlier today.
This is the meal.
This is the meal. Banya, I didn't tell you to have a hot dog. Well, I'm not hungry now. I didn't tell you to have a hot dog. This is the meal.
Mendy's. Is it Mendy's or Mendy's?
Mendy's.
Mendy's.
The best, Jerry, the best. Speaking of drugs, I love the story out of New Zealand. I almost said New Orleans. New Zealand, where the trainer and the racehorse both tested positive for meth.
Oh, perfect.
The jockey and her horse
Team sport.
have both been banned after meth was found in both their systems after a successful race.
So,
Rochelle Lockett is the jockey. She received a 3-year disqualification from racing. The test came after her horse B Flexi won its race, earning her $6,700. So this is not high stakes horse racing.
But still, I mean, that buys a lot of meth.
A lot of meth. They swabbed the horse, and they found out there was meth in its system, and then they had the jockey provide urine and hair samples, which both came back positive for meth.
So do they do that after every race to every horse?
Yeah, they check them. If a horse wins, I think they check them for any
to
PEDs.
see if they're positive or nay.
Yep. Bill Squire is a professional comedian, for those of you who
Better believe it.
might be new to the show. She had no explanation for how the meth got into her horse's system, but did admit to taking it herself last fall.
It is just one of those things, it's a secondhand smoke.
Secondhand meth? What?
Yeah, secondhand meth smoke.
Yeah, okay.
If you're smoking it.
Yeah.
I'm sure some of it gets into the air. It gets into the horse. Horse breathes it in. If she's smoking it around the horse.
The jockey said that she only used it on a very casual basis. You know your casual methamphetamine users?
Yeah.
Maybe she thought that the horse had to get on her back. Whereas her hair sample showed that she had a history of meth abuse over the previous months.
That's the thing about meth abusers. They make the people that use it casually look
Look
bad.
bad.
They give meth users a bad name. The people with all their teeth, never lost a job, never got kicked out of an apartment or a house, didn't lose a wife or kids.
Was that a Bon Jovi song?
You give meth a bad name? Yeah. It might have been, yes.
B-side, I think.
Is there a way you could take drugs casually?
I think
Of course.
Sure is.
the horse was probably mainlining it.
M-A-N-E?
Yeah. Yeah. You see, get it?
Well, it might behoove her to take a closer look at... So in 20 years, there have been 14 cases where trainers or jockeys have tested positive for meth. Maybe meth is a big deal in New Zealand, and I'm not familiar with this. Maybe meth is turning New Zealand into West Virginia. The first instance of a horse testing positive for the drug was the horse I'm Not Ticklish in 2014. So I thought this was going to be a case where the woman would go, I have no idea what happened. I'm not a meth user. She goes, no, I do meth.
Casual meth
Yeah, I do
user.
meth, casual. So, they test these horses all the time. There's a process called milk shaking where they can create these substances that give racehorses an advantage, and then they shoot it up their nose.
Ooh.
Yeah. But a lot of trainers will say it doesn't even work. It's more junk science. I'll tell you why Poundcake was going to want to move to Florida is this guy, this sheriff in Florida who is basically telling people, hey, it would help us out a lot if you guys would just shoot people who break into your house.
Okay.
So we don't have to show up because it's a lot of time and resources.
Do they think that if somebody shoots someone at their house, they're like, well, that took care of itself.
Yeah.
No need to go out and investigate.
That's right.
It's all taken care of.
There's no rush to get there. The man's dead on the floor. He ain't gonna get any deader. So handle
Well,
your
this
last
guy's
call.
this guy Bob Johnson is the sheriff there in Santa Rosa County, and the guy in question was apprehended. He wasn't killed, but a homeowner shot at the guy or something, and he went on this litany of things that obviously were costing the taxpayers money. He goes, we show up with multiple squad cars. Every local police department is militarized now with all this equipment that comes back from overseas. So even your smallest police departments have like MRAPs and Humvees and crap like that. So he goes, look, we're sending a team out to find this guy. We got the dogs, we got the ammunition and blah, blah, blah. And we get the guy. But he was basically saying, hey, feel free to shoot somebody who's breaking into your house because that means we're not going to have to bring all those resources. I'll play the clip here. If I can find my oh, there it is.
And I want to say, as to the person, we don't know which homeowner shot at him. I guess they think that they did something wrong, which they did not. If somebody's breaking in your house, you're more than welcome to shoot them in Santa Rosa County. We prefer that you do, actually. Whoever that was, you're not in trouble. Come see us. We have a gun safety class we put on every other Saturday, and if you take that, you'll shoot a lot better, and hopefully you'll save the taxpayers money.
Yeah.
Florida
Hey,
don't play.
Do me a solid and shoot people who come into your house. That's going to help us out. You are going to appreciate that you're paying fewer taxes. We don't have to bring out the Humvees.
It's gonna be less break-ins.
Yeah, maybe.
It's insane.
Although I will say, for as armed as this country is, it certainly doesn't seem to be cutting into crime at all. It doesn't seem to be cutting into people breaking into homes because, for all I know, this guy could have been a casual meth user.
But casual meth users don't do break-ins. They just like jump rope.
But at some point, there will be that moment where you tip from casual meth user into home invasion meth user.
The thin line.
The thin line. You're getting
I couldn't even
dope
say it.
sick. I've got a break. Hey, do you like Gabriel Iglesias, the stand-up comedian, not the lawyer? Gabriel Iglesias, Fluffy, is back on the road. He's coming to the MGM Northfield Park in August. So if you're a fan, you want to see him, I'll have a couple of tickets after the break. If you want to text for anything, 35192, and we'll be back.